How do you think Dwight graduates remember you?
Ooh, I hope positively. It will vary each year, I think. But ultimately, I think if it's in recent years, it'll be the socks. The colourful socks will be the standout.
Okay, good morning, alumni. So today we have the pleasure of interviewing Mr Wynter. Mr Wynter has been at Dwight for 6 years now. He has been teaching mathematics. He is now head of the pastoral team, and he's also a year ago started a very important role, which is the diversity and inclusion coordinator, and we'll be hearing more about that later on. So let's get going with the questions. So what is your proudest moment at Dwight?
Ooh, there's so many.
One of them.
There's so many. I really enjoy teaching students who may not necessarily like maths, and that's quite a consistent message amongst students. But if they can finish MYP and they may not go on to study maths, but they have an enjoyment for it and they appreciate and enjoyed your class, I think that's always good as well. Because whilst we appreciate maths has to be done, MYP and DP, it's fair to say it's not easy. And when you kind of struggle with the subject, I think there's nothing better than at least enjoying the subject. Even if you struggle with the exam and you may not get the grade you want, you go to the class, no, it's going to be interesting. I might struggle a little bit, but the support is there.
Okay. So the next question is about your kind of travels, and how many different countries have you lived in, traveled to, and do you speak any other languages?
Oh gosh, I've been to quite a few. I don't know. I travel a lot. In terms of work and study, I worked in Pennsylvania in the US for a year. I worked in an engineering company in Shanghai for a year, studied in Beijing and Hangzhou in China for a year as well. So in terms of study and work, it's been varied. I did short courses in Mandarin as part of university. So I used to speak very good Mandarin, but when you don't practice, you don't retain. But yeah, it was a good experience either way. Working in different countries is always something I enjoy, but London's home. I do love London as well.
Great, well, it's very important to have a global background when you're at Dwight, so that's wonderful. What do you enjoy doing when you're not working?
I think many will know that I also coach gymnastics, so I do like to coach. That takes up a lot of my time. But outside of coaching, I just like to explore London. I think London's it's a huge place, constantly changing. So any excuse to either go to a nice park or explore a part of London that I've not been to before is always great. I love the view from like the South Bank embankment. So any excuse to be around that area is always great for me.
Right, yeah, me too. And I want to hear a bit more about the new role as the Diversity and Inclusion Coordinator. Can you tell us a bit about it and why it's so important?
Yeah, I think it comes as no surprise, the relevance and the impact of raising awareness around certain issues within diversity and inclusion, particularly that on race. After last year's incident involving George Floyd, I think it gave institutes the ability to explore how they could do and be better in certain areas. As for the role, which officially started in September, it's been really great to meet with students and have the carousel groups. We actually had the benefit of having external people come in. We had an alumni, Luke, who gave a brilliant presentation, and his mother as well gave a great talk on conscious bias with the students, and then actually gave a really, really powerful talk to the staff members as well in term 2. So for me, it's been really interesting to raise the awareness around Black lives, Black experience within the UK, and really get the narrative away from the US, which is what we kind of get fed a lot through the media, focusing on the UK. And this month we're currently in, we've done some really interesting and quite new work with LGBT and exploring and raising awareness in that area as well.
Right, yeah, I mean, it's a wonderful role, and you're clearly getting your teeth really into it, and I'm sure it has many benefits across the school. That's great. Okay, we have one last question. Tell us something surprising about you that not many people know.
Ooh. At my best, when I competed gymnastics, I represented Great Britain in the European Championships in Austria.
Very impressive. You're a man of many talents, Mr Wynter.